Hello, everyone. Megan McCann here, and I am here with the lovely Zohe Felici, who Zoe planned my wedding. I was just thinking about that right now. I totally forgot.
It's been a while, girl. You got two kiddos now.
Oh, holy moly, how things have changed since then.
Yeah,
But it's so fun to see everything come around full circle because I'm from Santa Barbara. Zoe has lived in Santa Barbara for a long time, and she is one of our speakers at the Soul Success Summit in Santa Barbara. She is an eventpreneur. Now tell me, did you come up with that name, or was that already a name that's been well known? Eventpreneur.
yeah. I should trademark it because I came up with it. Because what I realized is that all things events fall into my brain. Like anything event related, whether it's running an event business or planning an event for my friends or myself, I was like, oh yeah, this is a big umbrella that I fall under.
Get a lawyer on that, girlfriend.
Right? Don't tell anyone out there.
I know. We'll have to keep it a secret. There'll be a lot of trademark lawyers at the Soul Success Summit, so
Perfect.
I'll introduce you to them. We'll get it going.
Perfect.
But Zoe, I would love for you to share with us how you came into events and what you do, how you help your clients.
Sure. I always joke around, but it's really more half truth that I started planning events at birth because I'm 100% Italian, and you can start planning, your next
Yeah.
meal, your next gathering, just natural as Italians that's what we're doing. And I started joking around about that. And even in college, I would always host last minute dinner parties and assign people to bring things. And we would just have these awesome events, and I got into music and sort of DJing these events, and little by little, I ended up becoming a hotel restaurant major, which is a microcosm of event planning, just waiting tables. If anyone's ever waited tables, that's what you do. You create an experience for someone for a couple hours.
I did it for a decade.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so sometimes I say I'm like a glorified server because I create this experience, but now it's obviously a lot more money, a bigger, meaningful impact for my clients, whether like for you, it was your wedding and you're hosting your nearest and dearest and you're emotionally charged and financially, perplexed,
Yeah.
right? To doing corporate events, and something that I love doing as well is nonprofit events and really having purpose to the events that I plan, and having an impact, to communities. So that's kind of the transition that happened. I ended up being a hotel restaurant major. Somehow, as I was working with luxury hotels, I fell into catering, and I thought, this is crazy. This is so up my alley. I can't believe this is a job. And I did that for a few years here in Santa Barbara. And then an event planner just by chance asked me if I would run her business while she was out of town. We were jokingly having a conversation. I said, hey, I may run your business while you're out of town. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And then here I am, almost 15 years later, I've been doing it on my own.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so funny how things kind of evolve that way. And you manifest whatever it is, and then before you know it, you have a new position and new career path for yourself.
Yeah, which is still growing, because now I actually coach event professionals. That naturally happened, and people started asking me for advice, and I got into associations that you improve what you're doing and you master your craft, and I've become a leader, and now I'm a speaker at conferences to other event professionals. So it's just awesome, right?
Yeah. And now let's touch on that a little bit, because before we hit record, you and I were talking about the importance of events. And as somebody who runs events all over the world, I noticed such a big shift in my business once I started running destination retreats, bringing powerful people together under one roof. And I feel like so many, especially a lot of people that are watching are online entrepreneurs, we get so comfortable being behind the camera on the computer. And I think some people get just a little bit too complacent, and they forget the importance of human connection, of bringing people together and creating an experience that's unforgettable. So can you kind of share with us a little bit more about why you do the work that you do to help people plan events, and
Sure.
maybe some stories that have helped shifted people's businesses based on the model of running events?
Well, I mean, it could be as simple like I've done for 7 years in a row. I do a community event. It's not like a money maker for me. It's more something that I enjoy. And it's a Halloween party, Halloween Santa Barbara. And just by doing that, it's a holiday that I enjoy. It's a holiday that people either love or hate. And the people who love it want to feel like they're a part of something. They want to get into costume. They want to see fun entertainment. They want to have a good night in the Halloween realm, right? So that's just a simple factor, one type of event of someone wanting to have a good time. Me as an event producer, putting all the pieces together, making sure I market it correctly. It's a pop-up business. I mean, that's really what it is. I'm creating a business and hopefully making money off of it. There was a time, I remember when I was doing some work for nonprofits, and one of these speakers said, yeah, events are a thing of the past. And I started crying because I was like, oh my gosh, what? I just got into this business. And were they wrong? They were absolutely wrong. And I mean, you were there. We were at the Soul Success Summit. And the power and the magnetism and the relationships were leading up to almost a year since then continue. So it takes you outside of the element of the special event, the connections you have with people, the way you learn. It's not just about if you go to a conference and someone is speaking and how powerful they are. It's the connection you have with the person sitting next to you, or the conversation at lunch with someone from across the world. I go to conferences not necessarily to learn, but for the connections. What happens at the happy hours? What happens between the when you're listening to people and saying, oh my gosh, this lady was awesome. She talked about blah, blah, blah. It's that vitality that there's nothing like it at all. It's energy.
Yeah. It is energy. And again, nothing can replace human connection. So, if you are watching and if you are an online entrepreneur and you haven't been to an in-person event, aside from the Soul Success Summit, which of course we want you there, go to an in-person event, because that, for me, I've probably been to about 40 plus events that have to do with business building. And each time I go, I not only take away something new, but the relationships, you can't build a business without people.
Right.
And especially people that you trust. And so meeting someone in person and having that type of energetic connection builds this trust that you could never get through the computer. So I'm so glad that you touched on this topic, because it really is the essence of soul success, is the human connection of bringing people together and creating an unforgettable experience, so that, again, a year later, we're still talking about it and we're still connecting, and we're still, so many of these women are working together and they're hiring each other and they're masterminding and they're traveling together. It's so fun seeing, the pictures on Facebook. I'm like, oh my gosh, Ashley's with Elisa and they're in a different state. And it's just really cool to see that. And that wouldn't have happened without being in person.
Sure. I mean, there's something about development, professional development. I also talk in depth with people about networking. And it's so easy to receive an email. I mean, I could tell you, I probably get a dozen emails a week. Hey, I'm new in the business. Hey, I'm new. I want to break out into weddings. And it's so easy. I'm busy, right? I have a ton of other emails, clients I have to answer, and they get put to the bottom. I make an effort to invite these people to networking events and saying, hey, don't meet just me. Meet 10 other event planners and lighting companies and make it worth your time, and go and connect, and then ask them for coffee. And then this event turns into smaller little meetings and events and professional development. So I think if you're trying to build your business and continue and grow your business, you have to,
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Zohe, thank you so much for giving us a sneak peek into what you do. And I
look forward to seeing everyone. I know.
You too. It'll be like a reunion for some of us.
Yeah.
So if you guys would like to follow Zohe to Santa Barbara to learn more about herself, along with all of the other amazing speakers that we have flying in from all over the world, you can enter Zohe Felici, which is ZOHEFELICI, correct?
Correct. Yep. Very good.
And you enter that coupon code when you get your ticket at thesoulsuccesssummit.com, and you can get $100 off your ticket. And it's just going to be incredible. We have yoga, meditation, mastermind, business development, food, wine reception, best-selling authors. I mean, just so many gifts that we want to share with you guys in person. So we hope to see you there. And Zohe, would you mind sharing with the audience your website, so if people want to get a hold of you, they know where to find you?
Absolutely. You can look me up at zohefelici.com, ZOHEFELICI.com. And that's my website. You can follow me on Facebook, zohefelici.com, Instagram, zohefelici.com, or good old-fashioned phone calls, 805-895-3402.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you in Santa Barbara.
Thanks, Megan. I'll see everyone soon. Ciao for now.